Hey y'all, this is Terry from Rankin Studios coming to you from Alabama. I have 8 boho kits that I have put together from my vintage sari collection. I'm going to try to sell these on my YouTube channel and my Facebook or by messenger. You can message me at Terry Rankin on Facebook, terryrankin.75 at Facebook, or Rankin Studios is my Facebook group. You can join that and message me, or you could leave a message on this YouTube channel. If they don't all sell, then I will be listing them in my Etsy shop, which is also Rankin Studios. Let's go inside. These were fun to make. Lots of strings, but very fun. Each person is going to get a piece of this, and this is 18 by 20 inches at the minimum, and each has one of these and the trim. This can be used as in your regular boho style, or as the pattern shows, and it's a more firm type of silk. It's a heavier weight. It may have some cotton mixed in with it, I'm not sure. It feels like total silk. It's definitely heavyweight. And the pattern of it reminds me of a forest journal, mushroom journal, botanical. You can layer it up with a lot of things, but it's a large piece here. As you can see. So you can get 2 journals out of this without a problem. So that's where we began. I've got them separated. I should have had the reds in the other package, but I put it with the blues and greens. Everybody gets a piece of this. It's cotton embroidered in the center with French knots. And then the beading, all these are rhinestones with metal beading and metal threads. And then it's got a metallic border around it. It feels really satiny, the threads do. You can see them, they're thick. And then a piece of this, and it's satiny with a raised, embossed, metallic, glittery feel and sheen. Definitely Indian, Asian. You can use it in a boho or an Asian journal. And a piece of this. And I like the flower image on these. And then a piece of netting, which would make a lovely veil over a woman's image or any sort of image. It is very tightly woven. Piece of thread on there. Very tightly woven and very soft. It doesn't feel like anything that you would use as a lining of a skirt or anything. This was actually on top of red fabric. And also with this, let me see if I can find it. With any of these fabrics, you can make boho beads. And a piece of this would be beautiful over the top of a boho bead. It would really make it flattering. But anyway, you can use your fabrics to make boho beads. I wanted to point that out. So nothing has to go to waste with these fabrics. And you don't have to have a lot to make a lot. Journals don't require big pieces of anything. Here's a lotus flower, and it is raised embossed embroidery. Here's a lovely piece, and it is also embroidery with very tiny sequins. Very beautiful. Would be wonderful as a fabric flip, edging a page. You could do a lot with this piece. You could use it in a forest journal, just a regular boho journal. These things are endless possibilities with these things. I really like this bright yellow, and it's got these appliques. Need to trim that thread. You can see how sheer it is, and lined with sequins around the edge. And everybody gets a piece with 2 of these medallions and a small medallion. All these kits have the same thing. This has pinks and purples and teal, silver. And this is very, very tiny sequins, and they're smooth. And this is very satiny feeling. And here's another piece of it. With some sequin circles. That got flipped. Here's a tulip, and this is embroidered, and it's got gold metallic pieces on it. It's not like thread; it's more like a bead or a stud that's sewn in. And then a piece of this. And then everybody gets a piece of this. And you can cut the appliques apart. There's all kinds of possibilities with this piece. That'd be beautiful on a cover. And you get a piece of this. Very sheer with metallic threads and embroidery threads in small sequins, mirrors, and it's really soft. You can see how pliable it is. This piece is backed, but it's still not sheer. It's heavier. It's backed twice. You have a back piece, and then the sheer fabric is actually sewn all together, so it's thicker than the sheer piece, which was the dupta, I think you called it. This was all part of one skirt that just layered all the way down. And it was circular, so it was kind of hard to get equal pieces. I wanted to go up, but you know, keep it all together and go up, but it just wouldn't cut well that way. And this is also backed with the green, but I love this. The colors are very soothing. And that's the green set. Now we have the pinks. Pinks and purples. We start off with this beautiful jewel. They're gigantic jewels. You can cut the sections apart, make a medallion out of the bottom, and have 3 more big pieces. These are all jewels along here. And in the center, rhinestones. Thick, thick metal beading that's twisted. And then metal threads around the outside. I actually used a seam ripper and took each one of these medallions off. It took quite some time, but it was worth taking them off in an entire piece than just cutting around the fabric. So you can see the backs. And you can see the vintageness of this, the discoloration. And this was sewn on a fabric, so this is very vintage, if not antique. You know, I don't know. But that, I found that cool, the discoloration on the back. And then a piece of this. It's got your purples and pinks and silvers and greens and golds. And these are sequins and then beads on top of them. And then metallic thread that is woven very loosely. And these are all tiny, tiny sequins with some very soft embroidery. And they go with this piece. This is a piece of silk that is just beautiful. It was only a small top that I had, so I only was able to give you little pieces. Look at the shimmer of it. It's got the pink and purple, deep purple woven throughout it. And it's extremely soft. And then we have a fun piece here. This came off a child's sari skirt. And then a piece of trim. And then I threw in a piece of this for everyone. It is from a taffeta evening gown. And when you cut between them, you might lose a couple beads, but that's all. And if you glue, drop a piece of glue in between them, it'll keep them from coming unbeaded. But this is really pretty. I just had to add it to this kit. And then some hearts. Always nice to put something like that on as an embellishment on a tag. And this is a big jewel. Everybody gets one of these. It's got gold braiding around it and tiny sequins. And it is a satiny type weave. And it's all hand done. Then all the kids get one of these flourishes and a little medallion like this. And then these are extra sequins in the sheer fabric. And it's got oranges and greens in it. These are gold seed beads around it. And fuchsia French knots. Mirrors. I always like to see the backs of fabric. And then we have a piece of this. Burgundy is so beautiful. And I'm not really sure what type of fabric this is. I don't believe it's silk. However, it is embroidered in a way that it's got very soft thread, and it's very flat feeling, woven flat into the fabric. And then it's got the sequins. And then here's a larger piece of that. It's got the two pieces down here and the trim that looks so pretty together. And as you could see, that's semi-transparent. And then everybody gets a medallion. This is a beaded mirror, and this is beads and sequins, and it's got a large gem bead in the center. And then you just get a piece of this sheer fabric. I thought that would be great for flips or veils. And then everybody gets a piece of this. And this mirrors with the braiding metal around it. And this is silky, but I don't think it's actual silk. And then my favorite is this. It's got large gems around it, the medallions, braided beading, and braided metallic threads. And then this beauty. This fabric is, I want to say it's a raised embossed stripe. It's just barely detectable to be raised, but it is backed with I think it's like a webbing or a fabric stiffener. Interfacing, that's what word I'm looking for. It's interfacing. But isn't it beautiful? It reminds me of a Christmas tree. There are lots of stones in this baby. Metallic thread, it's raised. Now, I did not take these medallions off. I could have removed them, but this fabric was too beautiful to not get a piece of that with it. So if you choose to remove the medallion, the stitches are pretty easy to see back here with your seam ripper. You could remove that and just have a piece of the fabric. But I like the way it looked like this. So that is it. And like I said, contact me at Rankin Studios on Facebook. These kits are $55, and like I said, I only have 8 of them. Thank you, and see you later.